Hold on. All right, now we're live.
What up?
Hello! How's it going? We're here. We're back. We're live. Welcome to another episode of Henshins and Homies. We are your two hosts, Frankie and Zach. We have
Hey,
our good
yo.
old friend back from the amazing world of Immortal Red Fox. We have our friend.
I'm from the New
Wait,
York
hold on. Let me
grave.
see if I got the button right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Nope, that's not the button. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm trying to get a button that I keyed. Oh, whatever. Our amazing friend Matt P. He is back again to join us for another episode, and the topic today is gonna be very fresh, very fun. Zach, what are you doing?
Doing the social media thing. Hold on a second.
I see,
I'm posting links
but
for people. They won't know.
are
Anyway,
you posting links on Twitter or for X?
shut everything up. Oh my god. We're not talking about that in the huddle. Anyway.
I feel like it's a topic worth mentioning. Just a little, though. Why
God.
not, right? But yeah, how are you doing today? First, let's start with Zach. Why not?
Doing well. Doing well. Life changes. I won't go anything detail past that. Event. Wow.
Hello,
That was
hello,
fat.
hi.
Oh.
Er, you
Wow.
you kind of
Are we still alive?
went hyper mode right now. Yeah, we're still live.
Did we get
The connection
canceled?
kind of.
No, we're good.
I hope not.
Doing
If I check
okay.
X
Some
right
life
now, no, I'm kidding.
changes. Not. I'm healthy. Kids are healthy. Wife's alive. Everything's good. Still married. House is still intact. We're good.
Wouldn't expect anything less. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh, brother, the
um,
connection, the
just other stuff,
connection.
job related things that happen. But other than that, like Matt said, I'm alive. I don't know why though.
Yes,
I
we're
didn't
happy to
do
be
anything.
alive.
Let's see.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Matt, how are you doing
How about
today, man?
you? Oh, I'm sorry, Matt.
Oh man, I'm doing.
Oh no.
Hello?
No. No. What's
What is
happening?
happening with today's stream? The first 3 minutes and the audio's going out. Could you say that one more time, Matt?
Yeah, I said I'm doing really well. By the way, I just totally faked that, just so you know. Um,
Oh, okay, Matt, please, because I want today's stream to go smoothly,
no, man,
and it's already like lagging.
I'm doing good. It's been kind of a rough summer too, but whatever, we're alive, and we're gonna talk about
Yeah.
Yes.
all sorts of fun stuff.
Yes, we're gonna talk about what's behind you in your lovely closet.
This is this is the Science Patrol bunker on the East Coast.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's
Yes.
Mm.
in a house in Florida, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Today's topic is very. Oh, actually, sorry. Let me not skip over myself. Everyone was introducing themselves. I'm going to go ahead and share how I'm doing as well. I'm fine. The
You
last
will
time you
know.
saw me in the last two streams, I was in a temporary dorm room because I am going to move on to college very soon. That was a summer program, so that's why I'm back home. But in a few weeks, the episode after the next one, I'll be in my permanent dorm room, so things will be a little different, but I hope things will be a lot more smoother now that I will probably bring my Mac with me. But as for today, I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy to be back in the room, and I'm happy to be talking to you guys and
You
actually
are.
being able to be understood because my mic is better, I'm hoping. Great, right? Yeah. So, now we can move on to today's topics. Today's topic is going to be centered completely around Ultraman, which is something that we haven't really done that much in this whole
Mm-hmm.
podcast.
I've
We
been
usually
wanting.
talk about,
No,
yeah,
go
we've
ahead.
been
You're
talking
good.
about, oh, am I good? I feel like you have something to say.
I'm trying to be polite, but there's lag sometimes.
I see. I can see that. I'll let you finish what you have to say, Zach. But I was going to mention how we always touch on other Tokusatsu properties like Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, but we don't really talk too much about Ultraman. Now, recently, you have actually been getting a lot into Ultraman, have you?
Yeah. So I never thought I was gonna. Back when I started with like Sentai and Rider in general, I would always see in my periphery Ultraman and go, "That's cool," but also I feel like if I dive too deep, I'll get like all of my money will be gone. I'll be bankrupt because I want to buy Ultraman stuff. And it's not necessarily happening, but I did buy Shin Ultraman. So
The story begins.
yeah, my first foray into it was the Ultraman Z English dub that they just did, which was fantastic. For the love of God, Tsuburaya and Mill Creek, please put that out as a physical release. I will absolutely snap it up in a heartbeat. Day one, second one that it goes on sale. Please, please, please. It was fantastic. I never thought that whenever I hear, before I watched it, whenever I would hear English dub of really anything, even if it wasn't Japanese, just generally anything, I always cringe because it's always there's gonna be differences in how things are taken. The seriousness cannot be there. We all know how the Taiga, whatever that one thing was back in the 90s at Ultraman they tried to do, the dub of that was garbage. I'm sorry, Vaughn, if you're watching this stream somehow. I know you're busy and you were gonna try and hop on, but you can't. That's cool. But it was garbage. So I was like really worried that the Z dub was gonna be garbage, and it wasn't. It was fantastic. Watch that. I'm currently watching Blazar as it, every week, because if you didn't know, it's the current running series in Japan right now, and it's worldwide, free on YouTube, English dub and Japanese audio with English subtitles, or just entirely Japanese, however you want it. Close your eyes and think of a way you can watch it. Listen up, Toei. Jesus Christ. So yeah, and I plan on watching some other ones too, because I know they're available on like Tubi and like Shout Factory and what's it called? Tokusatsu. So, and all of the releases are physical everywhere you go. Like you can get them at like Walmart and Target and Meijer and Best Buy. Like there's not a place I haven't gone where I haven't seen something Ultraman related. So definitely been converted to the land of light. Absolutely. Hallowed be thy name.
Yeah. What about you, Matt?
About
What
my
is your relationship with
M87 Ultraman?
Tell us what's your relationship with Ultramans, Matt?
So I actually, it's weird to say. My first experience with Ultraman was Ultraman Towards the Future, or Ultraman Great.
Okay.
It was an Australian production. So, yeah, I know. It sounds
sweet,
but at the same time, it's kind of a cool story. So if I can have 30 seconds to tell you a rough.
Good.
Ultraman Towards the Future.
Go ahead. All right, so now we're going to move on to our next
topic.
No! I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
Ultraman Towards the Future was my first exposure to Ultraman. We had toys in the stores back in the early 90s, and it was on TV. It was great. And that's why in Japan, he's called Ultraman Great. No, that's not why. But,
I'm about to take you off again.
The show itself had a ton of great qualities to it. It's not Japanese toku. Japanese property, sort of, and then does a lot of things its own way. And I loved it growing up. I actually went on eBay like 2 years ago and found the original figure that I had and bought it and haven't taken it out. Because you attach to your childhood dreams when you have trauma.
Right.
No.
You just wanna encase it and never let it go.
Right. No, I've been an Ultraman fan for a long time. I love it. Saw Shin Ultraman in the theater. My wife, she had a blast. She's like, "Oh, that movie made me feel hopeful." I'm like, "That's the fucking point."
That's the message. That's the point.
Yep.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, Frankie.
Me? Well, even though I haven't been able to hold my word up until this point, I have started Ultraman Z. Yeah. No, I have. No, yeah,
Yes.
I have. But, like, I'm 5 episodes in. I'm not scared of spoilers. But if you do spoil, I'm gonna spoil your face. No, I'm kidding. But it's okay. I have been really enjoying the series so far. I don't know the characters' names all too well, but I'll get more into how I feel about them a little later when we discuss Ultraman as a whole. But yeah, no, I'm actually really enjoying Ultraman so far, and leading up to this episode, I've actually been doing a little bit of research. If you go ahead and check the description, you can find 3 videos that I link below describing the history of Ultraman. So those are the videos that I watched to understand it, and you can go ahead and watch it as well if you feel like it. But we're going to get more into that in a minute. But let's go into what we always love to do every episode. And talk in our henshin huddle. We're back. And yes, we have a topic. All right, there's a topic. Here's the banner rolling on the floor. And yes, so Matt, why don't you go ahead and share how the Immortal Red Fox is doing?
Well, I'll have you know, Frankie, that episode of the Immortal Red Fox XP Indie Hero Tyson just dropped, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, and has literally got hundreds of plays. So,
Nice.
We love to see it. People recognizing talent, right?
No, everything's going great.
Everything is awesome.
Everything's going great. Making the videos is super fun. Working on episode 3 right now. It's going to take a lot to get it finished. A lot of VFX stuff. Lots of rotoscoping, which Jake D'Annunzio, that lovely, lovely man who does all of our visual effects.
Yes, he's doing a great job.
He hates me. He has to, right? Like, it would be impossible for him. You know what I mean?
Are you paying him well?
No.
No, we advocate for equal pay here.
Yeah. I'm a subscriber of his, and I want to pay him well. I really do. I just give him my Patreon money. Everything that I make, I give to Jake.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Might as well be his Patreon money. Patreon page, which is also linked in the description if you want to go ahead and support the Immortal Red Fox production. As you can see, they're doing pretty well, and obviously more is to come.
Yeah, it's not a want, it's a need. This is an absolute awesome passion project from the very, very heart and soul of somebody even more deeply in love with this type of, genre of things than we are. And that's saying something, clearly. But yeah, it's some good stuff, and I'm proud of them. Every single update, I'm like, yes.
I'm proud too. I'm gonna go ahead and link that episode down below too if you're also curious, to those listening. It's a great video, and you best believe that it's only gonna get better. All right.
Let's hope.
I'm proud, man. I'm proud of you.
I love you, Frankie. Thank you.
Yes. We love to support each other here in the community. Now, speaking of community, back on Twitter, there seems to be something floating around. every day I open my page and all I see is red chimney cars.
Oh my God.
And all the photos of it, but I don't want to get too much into it because I want to dedicate a whole episode just to Gotchard and everything that we've learned and seen about thus far. But I just have to say that it's amazing that we're getting this many cards and they're already very well known. Like, we don't know every card, but we know most forms.
Have you seen some of them, Matt? The cards for Gotchard that they put out, the artwork and stuff?
I have.
Yeah.
And to be honest, looking at it, I'm like, oh, okay. I can wrap my this. To me, it's just weird enough and just Reiwa enough.
Right.
Where it's like it looks like it's going to be like Reiwa build.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I think what I think is interesting, even above everything else, artwork is great. Fantastic artists. Great job. They are clearly very well paid. Exactly. More Red Fox trading cards when.
when we're waiting on Patreon.
If you whipped out a booster pack right now, I would scream.
Right. Sorry, I'm getting text messages too at the same time. So, what is it? Ultraman Blazar fucks. Shin Ultraman sucks. What? The Virgin Shin Ultraman versus the Chad Ultraman Blazer. Wow. Okay. It's my dad. Sorry.
What did you just read?
Your dad?
No, I'm fucking with you.
What?
Imagine? No. I was about to say, I'm like, Dad, did you accidentally paste your search history into your son's text message history? Because things are not lining up right now. But
my favorite thing though is that with the cards, they're great. They're super exciting. I would love to have, if I could own any, but everybody, they're sold out because you absolute psychopaths bought all the freaking booster boxes in a second. But it's fine. It's cool. for one, hope the show isn't garbage.
not cool.
That's going to look real weird when the show is not great. I hope it's good. Secondly, this is literally booster packs and cards made of a trading card game that doesn't even exist, that isn't even able to really be played, nor has it been shown that the cards have any functionality to them of how you could play them as a trading card game outside of the show and putting them into the driver. That's wild to me. It's based only on the art. There's nothing on the cards that like do anything that talk about, nor have they really, how to play a game with them. They should be able to, outside of the show without spoiling, you should be able to look at the card and be like, oh, okay, so you do this with this one. Oh, here's an attack card. No, it's all the writers and then the little, like, grasshopper and vehicle stuff. There's no, like,
The only thing I can think of that maybe they're going to come up with the most expensive CSM toy ever, where each person needs a device to scan every card for every turn.
Yes.
In a game.
Nah.
It's going to be a wild season, literally a Yu-Gi-Oh! The Rider season, and I'm all for it.
You're the writer.
I also want the absolute unending chaos of actual Decade to show up, either in a new form or not. I don't care how wild and ridiculous that is. I love the chaos that Decade brings to anything, and I want to see what he would do, especially in something like this, where it's set in a high school. So either have him or give my man Forze a shot. He's a teacher now.
Forze should
Netero
definitely
is a freaking teacher now. Let him be a teacher at the high school that freaking Gotchard is at.
Hello, I can imagine that happening. I'm hoping that
happens.
happens.
Have a secret identity, bitch. You don't even know what that means.
It'd be crazy if they're like, if he gives him the Legacy Rider card of Forze, and like it's just like put like under his like test, like, oh, by the way, I know what you do, but I'm gonna keep it to myself.
He just looks at
You
him
know,
like,
it. Surely he's gonna make a cameo because it's been a minute since we've seen.
and that was
Gentaro?
the cool ending
Is that
arc
his
for
name?
Gentaro, was that he got to be a teacher. Like he grew up. That's what he did eventually. Is he moved on from being a student to being a teacher, and that works.
He
so
befriended
well for
the
him
whole
and his
education
personality.
system. Yes.
It writes itself.
Yes, we love it. One memento.
Oh no. Mm-hmm.
I'm just happy to be seeing Geats go away. I haven't watched a single episode. The only fox that belongs in the game is mine. Kiss my ass, John Toy. I know you fucking hate him.
Now wait just a minute.
Hey, Frankie!
Now wait just a minute, because did I just hear
That
you
was so
slander
passionately,
Kamen Rider Geats?
violently evil about it. Wow. Mad.
Hard
I
out.
just find this funny. No, just no. No, because you see over there, I bought some new raise buckles for my collection.
Yeah.
Happy to talk about them. And then you're over here talking about wishing Geats finished sooner.
Wow.
I kind of agree, but we're gonna get into that another time. No, I have mixed feelings about Geats at the moment. I mean, is Geats neats?
In the show
Yes.
and works on the show and all that stuff. Just to clarify, yet again, it's a bit, and whatever.
You can have your own opinion. I was just joking, but I also can see the criticism that people have.
Oh,
toward
absolutely. It's not a
Geats
perfect
right
show.
now.
It's not a perfect show, but
Yeah.
I just love this. This fucking work
Now you're rubbing. Now you're rubbing
Jesus
the
Christ.
Geats 9.
Show you some of my.
Boy,
I need to show you some of my.
this is a toy for children. Look.
Yeah, we know.
I know what it.
Not a toy.
Yeah,
I know what it
we
looks.
know, Zach.
Have you seen the fucking Morphoxer? Huh?
mean,
I know
I have.
he has
I
it.
have.
Fucking,
You also got it?
fucking dick.
Where have you been?
Oh no!
Where have you
come
been?
back. No, come back! Come back!
No.
He's a jealous fox right now. He thinks that he's the best fox in town.
He thinks he's. Just
That's why he
gonna
wants Geats to be
everybody,
over.
Trick everybody.
No, for real. Like,
That's what it was. It's gone.
Nah. Oh, what, the driver? Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever
Oh, actually,
just made a noise. It was like, okay, I didn't realize it was you.
it's
That was
it's
just
the
like,
driver. I promise. I don't have like a gun in
he
my
teleported in.
house.
Jesus Christ.
What the
Oh,
hell?
hello. You walking away. That's what happened. Are you a jealous fox or what?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. You can call me bitter or whatever. But I haven't watched the show.
Mm.
I'm fucking going.
We know
to.
why.
I'm not giving it a number. No numbers from this house.
Yeats needs to sleep with one eye open.
We're gonna watch.
Damn. Okay, so hold on. Hey, we can have two cool foxes. I like both of them.
Megan spilled. Megan
Just
spilled.
recall that.
Guys.
I gotta know though.
Oh man.
If Immortal Red Fox was in the Desire Grand Prix, what would their Desire card be? What would they be wishing for?
What would they be wishing for?
Yeah, that's the point of it. Is like you get like a wish granted if you win.
He wishes that Geats never existed. He's
Yeah, there you
the
go.
Tanaga of the world.
Next question.
I'm crying. He's gonna wish to pummel all riders that exist.
Oh my god! Only in their civilian forms specifically.
Okay. I get to
And
shave.
it's gonna show up for like no reason
what
at
I
the end
want.
of the. Yeah, what?
That's what Red Fox will want.
What's that?
He wants Decade.
He would wish to be able to shave Decade's head, and that stupid B. Arthur.
Oh,
No,
damn!
not the
you
decade
can't-
hatred too. And you're like really
No, it's
disappointed
crazy.
about the
It's
date that
crazy.
Focused on for a minute. That was funny too. You heard like.
Nah, this is
It froze for a
crazy.
second.
Matt is on a roll. He's a hater today. He is. I fear he is, and this is only gonna get worse. But it's all right.
I'm sorry.
Is there? It's okay. Kind of. It's okay. It's okay. Is there anything else that we would like to mention before we get into today's first topic?
I want to plug. I want to plug a couple of people, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Okay,
No,
so
you cannot. No, I'm kidding. You can go ahead.
everybody knows. Al, the AL combo. 1 year anniversary of his brand, dropped a bunch of cool shit. Khaki Ranger shorts that everybody is gonna have, and
People have been raving over. Raving.
I can't wear shorts though, bro. I'm more of a hockey jersey guy, but he has those too, so that's cool.
What's stopping you?
From wearing shorts?
What's stopping you from wearing hoochie shorts?
Middle-aged man. That's what it is.
What's stopping you from?
Okay, that hasn't stopped most middle-aged men. You know.
Geeks will wear them.
Got class, so I'm not gonna walk booty shorts.
Oh, hoochie men don't have class.
On a
You're
sun.
right.
Yeah.
You know, okay, but they offer a bunch of other stuff as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Who else?
Let's see. Vintage Henshin just had their on location video for G Fest
Nice.
premiere today, which was really cool. Get to see what a huge Godzilla con looks like with just so many toys.
Huge Godzilla, get it?
So yeah, look like just checking all of that stuff out. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have anything else that I want to plug.
That's
other than
Awesome. Oh, dang! Gotta give me a second there. All right, snap in 3, 2, 1. You know,
That's what you always do. I wasn't trying to be rude. You're making me look bad.
it just happened a little too soon. I wasn't ready. Whatever happened to asking?
Oh, wow.
I guess we don't ask around here anymore. I guess not.
Wow.
So, gentlemen, we have our first topic today, and we're going to be talking about the beautiful wild world of Ultraman. All right. Now, like I mentioned before in this episode, I have done some research. Okay. So I wanted to be ready to talk about this. But since you two are a little bit more Ultra fans than me, is there anything that you guys want to start out by mentioning?
I mean, I think the one thing for me that's cool is that so I'm relating this to like how easy-ish I think it is for people to jump in with Ultraman stuff, even more so than something like the learning curve that would be with like Rider or Sentai, right? So like, yes,
Right.
Ultraman's been around for longer technically, but there's just so many different versions and seasons out there that goes such a wide range, and they're so easily accessible however you want to. Oh, I don't like physical media. Cool. All of it is available pretty much on YouTube. Oh, I don't like that. I want it physical. Go to your local freaking 7-Eleven. You can probably find a season of it on Blu-ray because they're available everywhere because Mill Creek and Subaraya actually really truly adore their fans, no matter where they are in the entire
Yep.
world. But what's been beautiful is that I watched. So first, I watched over the summer Shin Godzilla with my wife. She loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. And I didn't think she would. I wasn't sure how she was going to feel about it. She did like it. He's a disgusting design, but I love him. But we then watched Shin Ultraman, and I'll never forget. For one, we finished it, and she goes, "Wow, that was really entertaining. I feel hopeful." And I was like, "You get it. That's exactly what you're supposed to feel watching something from Ultraman." But firstly, she sees my man's design, Shin Ultraman's design, right? And she goes, "Huh?" I'm like, "What?" And I'm thinking the worst. She's gonna.
Whoa, 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 whoa! You just went underwater
no.
there for like 3 seconds. Could you
Oh,
say
sorry.
that one more time?
So I thought the worst. She was like, looking at the design of him, right? I'm like, oh God, she's gonna say the worst, whatever. She goes, huh? I'm like, what? She goes, he looks really nice. He looks like a wholesome. He is wholesomely designed. I was like, "What, you want to go to like the dance?" And she goes, "Yeah." I asked him to the dance maybe because he just seems like a nice guy the way he's designed.
He's got a friendly face.
He does. Look it up.
Oh, I mean, friendly is one word that I guess you could use to describe. nah,
Like,
Ultraman's design is meant to be very comforting. It's
yeah.
targeted towards kids, and it
Yeah,
has to
and
be
like
heroic.
I think it hits that better sometimes than what Rider and Sentai does. I feel like more like Rider and Sentai more recent years have gone more of like trying to impress what they know exists of the adult fans there, rather than trying to still have that pull for the kids as much. They still do, they try, but Ultraman does all that harder, I feel like. And then I also thought watching Rider and Sentai as long as I have, I'm like, oh, nothing's gonna throw me for a loop when I start watching Ultraman. Then I watched Ultraman Z. I've been watching Blazar. I've seen clips here and there, and Rider and Sentai hasn't scratched the surface of the absurdity, the absolute bonkers chaos that Ultraman gets to, and it's so entertaining, and I love it so much because all of it has like a meaning to it and like a reason that it's there, and I did not expect that. So
I want
yeah.
to ask you to this question, and I'll answer it myself. But what is your favorite part about watching Ultraman when it comes to its underlying message?
Go ahead, Matt. Go.
My favorite thing about it is that it's got a comforting feeling to it for me.
Mm.
It brings me back to when I was a kid, obviously, but Ultra really hasn't changed all that much. It's just gotten better, sort of, right? Excluding certain things, but yeah, it's just got this comforting nature to it for me. Something about the giant of light, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I
There's a huge theme
that,
with light in Ultraman.
Mm-hmm.
Zet was outstanding. I mean, there's so many that are just really, really good, especially in recent years. Jeed was pretty good.
That's the next one I want to watch. Actually,
I've heard
yes.
some good stuff about Jude, actually.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Lazar's awesome so far. I mean, Ultraman's really, really great. Super Riot does exactly what we all wish we had from Toei.
Yep.
And you think from the outside looking in, you'd be like, oh man, they do as much for their fans. What I will say is they don't do as much for their fans on an international basis. The live shows, the promotions, the streaming services, all that stuff is there. It's just we don't get all of it, but we do for Ultraman. So it's like every time you tune into Ultraman, it's like going to Ultraman, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Literally watch anything from the catalog, pretty much.
Yeah.
And find
Okay.
stores. I hunt toy shops regularly around here, and over the weekend went out to the middle of BF elsewhere, and there was a whole collection of, I don't know, I would say they're probably, I don't know, 20 inches in height, maybe a little bit taller, Ultraman model kits, all sorts of stuff
Oh.
never seen before, and I was like, holy shit, one hardcore fan lived around here. And I think that happens more often. I think it happens more often with Ultraman than it does with any of the big three.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe,
That's true. That's true.
the King outweighs them all. But when I say the big three, I mean Sentai, Rider, and Ultraman. And the King is above them all.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that's true. I'm gonna get into that in a minute, but what about you, Zach?
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely, yeah. I think, especially with a season like Zet being the first one that I watched and it being the English dub, so you get some like a bit difference to the emotion. I mean, it from what I know, hits about where it did for the actual like Japanese English language with Japanese language track with the English subtitles. There we go. But there was a lot of moments that stuck out to me where all of a sudden I was like learning and like having these lessons imparted on me, but I'm clearly not within the demographic, but it doesn't matter at all. Like there's a lot of little moments where like, Haruki is really going through it and like really on the ropes and really has to like push himself to like do what he needs to do to save the day. There's a lot of times where he's questioning himself. Should I really be, fighting kaiju in general? What if there's like an innocent kaiju? What if there's a kaiju with a baby? Like, is it right to destroy both of them or should I not do anything at all if it will save lives? This whole conflict thing here. And I like that because we don't get that as much in Rider. Rider is kind of a thing where it's all in on itself, right? Like we see little bits where they help and save humanity and like, hey, get out of the way, you're get to safety, blah blah blah. But with Ultraman, you do get that, and then on top of that, the attention to detail with like the it's always large scale, giant fights, like we know, the miniatures, all the miniatures that they do, and just it all combines itself into this nice little warm, comforting, like you said, little whirlwind that is just a really unique experience. I wasn't expecting it to be as unique as it is from a viewing experience of Rider and Sentai entirely. Like it's completely and utterly different, and I wasn't expecting that, and I'm delighted that it is that different. So,
Oh, absolutely. Like the fact that Ultraman has came out in 1966. It came out before the other two, Super Sentai
yeah.
and Kamen Rider. If anything, it influenced those two shows
Yep.
to come into
Well, it's
existence.
part of the
And
pipeline.
despite
So, yeah.
exactly
Mhm.
right, and despite the fact that people tend to favor Super Sentai and Kamen Rider a little bit more than Ultraman, like Matt mentioned, people, especially overseas, tend to remember Ultraman a lot more, especially in their
Yep.
childhood. Mainly because Ultraman did push their content outside of Japan a lot more and a lot earlier compared to, the likes of Toei.
Yep.
And it's interesting because you can ask a lot of adults today and they'll probably have some sort of memory of Ultraman even if they don't even realize it.
Yeah.
So it's really important to recognize the impact that
Mhm.
Ultraman has had on not only Tokusatsu but just a whole generation of people. Now I'm a little later to this and I haven't really gotten so much into Ultraman, even though I have been very involved in the world of Tokusatsu. But I am very grateful to start to learn a lot more about it. I mean, after watching some videos that I mentioned before, I've learned a lot about its history, and I'm growing a greater appreciation for it. Things that I've learned from these videos is that Ultraman originally was called Ultra Q, and after some tweaking to
No,
the costume and to the
Matt says no.
story.
That's wrong.
Oh, sorry, Matt. What was it called before Ultra Q? I know it was called something before, but like Ultra Q was.
Ultra Q was essentially the Japanese Twilight Zone. Okay,
Okay.
it was a sci-fi show, and they introduced Ultraman on it. They are not really related, other than that swirly thing that you see where it shows the Ultra Q logo first, like they did in Shin Ultraman. Otherwise, with a couple of exceptions, which I have written
Oh,
down.
oh.
Um,
Looks like he has some notes too.
yeah, but yeah,
Oh man. Okay, well I'm sorry. I'm still so new to this.
I had to stop.
Actually.
Sorry, not Twitter. Can be very
No,
mean.
it's Twitter.
They can be mean. So I wanted to catch you, my friend. And it was,
Thank you for being on the lookout for any mistakes. Now I'm very wary of anything else that I mentioned in my notes. Please keep in mind that anything that I mention is just from what I've done on my own research. I will and probably can be wrong.
Frankie, look.
He's very protective of his baby, as you can see. So I'll try to be careful. But I know for sure that
It's okay.
Ultraman have been pushing to be shown in the Western market ever since the 1966 season. That's for sure. Right. Have to confirm with Matt. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
come on.
And it's one of those
Okay.
that, along with Rider and Sentai, would show up a lot in random places, like in a lot of like Spanish speaking like areas and stuff like that too. I had somebody I worked with that grew up in she clearly lives in America now, but when she was younger, she grew up most of her life in, I want to say, Panama. And I mentioned Ultraman. She goes, Ultraman. I'm like, yeah. She goes, I love Ultraman. I used to watch it every time, every weekday. Blah 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 blah. And all of a sudden, these memories.
Wow.
She's like in her 60s now, but like she remembers being, of that demographic when the show came out, and she watched it and she loved it, and it was all in Spanish at the time for her being there. But you're right, they've long since been in markets that have never even been slightly touched by at that point, Rider and Sentai. So they have a lot of ground to cover in terms of that. So Matt is hopefully alive. I don't know.
I'm alive. I just want Frankie to have to look at me if I shook my head.
Why is that?
What? You better turn your camera back on.
Did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong? This
Ultra fucking cute thing, man. No, it's fine.
Nah. I'm glad that you caught me on that. I know that there were other, like, I know Ultraman and Ultra Q have a connection, but at the same time it's not like, yeah, you already explained it. Looking at my notes as well, something that I've found really interesting, well, not interesting, but really wholesome, is the Ultraman Foundation, which helps kids in Japan, just like the way that they do in the show, so before 2017, the foundation aided Japan in disaster relief, gathering donations to help struggling communities, and hosted lessons and exercises, so it just goes to show that the heroes on screen are just as influential in person. And it just goes to show, like, they do this with Sentai and Rider too, but I feel like Ultraman has an even bigger impact because it really does emphasize that message of being a hero and finding the light in any situation, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I just want to, like, point that out. I do want to mention one more thing, and this is directly from Titan Goji's video, which I linked down below, but he explained it so well. The message with the kaiju, right? So, like, in these Ultraman seasons, even though I'm not too familiar with each and every one of them, I know that for the most part, these Ultramen are obviously going to be fighting big kaijus, right? But it's not that the kaijus are evil necessarily. It's just that they don't belong on Earth. In the way that, like, they're too big, they're too dangerous, like they're a threat to humanity, whether they want to be or not. And so it's the Ultraman's job to take care of these kaijus. It really
it's not against the force of nature. Yeah.
Right. I really recommend watching this man's video when he discusses it, because it really did, like, open a whole new perspective on these villains, because, like, you would see these kaijus as villains, but in reality they're just as innocent, as any other civilian. They just, happen to be on Earth, and with Earth and their inhabitants.
Till you get farther in that, it hits on some beautiful things about that very topic right there. It's so good, so good. Keep going.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm on episode 6 now, so I'm going to get more into it. It's a shorter season too, so it's easier to catch up in. But yeah, like, the value of life is the message behind what I'm trying to get at. Like, the Ultraman series, at least for the first one in 1966, it really did touch on the importance of living and just appreciating what you have, and it goes back to the Ultraman Foundation. The Ultraman Foundation helps these kids, and not just the kids, but their families too, find the light in whatever situation that they have, that they're going through. And I find that to be really beautiful. Like Matt said, like you said, Zach, like, it's wholesome. It's a wholesome series, and it's really important to continue this message of just, caring for others, fighting for what's right, and recognizing and being thankful for what you have, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to share.
And that's what I thought was kind of cool with Shin Ultraman, because with like Shin Godzilla, it like did what it could to like hit on some of the things from the original movie, right? Like being like wary of nuclear weapons and their power and all those different things, while still having a modern little splash of paint on it. So when we got to Shin Ultraman, I was a little worried that it was going to have like this all of a sudden random grittiness in there that I didn't think would probably belong in something like Ultraman, but it doesn't. Like it's just as much of a symbol of like hope and life and like willingness to like sacrifice yourself to give someone a place to have that hope. That's the other part of it too. Similarly, how I talk about protecting smiles all the time in Rider and Sentai, and then also protecting the world in general, making it safe in general so people can smile. The same thing is kind of done in Ultraman, where a lot of the times the Ultra hosts are doing what they can to be selfless and protect humanity, to give them the place, the safe haven they need to be happy, to have hope, to forge on, you know? I just think that's really cool, because you don't get that in a lot of these different shows. It's just like, here's the toys, also here's this, also buy it, and then the season's done. You know? And I don't get that with Ultraman as much.
Catalog now!
Yes. But I will say, one weird thing. I love Ultraman so far. It's been great. I am fascinated that the most recent seasons are like 20 to 25 episodes, and they're still able to tell a story worth my time, because I'm so like stuck on like what we get with Rider and Sentai, where it's like 50, 40, 50 episodes, whatever it is. I feel like an Ultraman season would go on too long if it did that. I think it needs it to be shorter like that. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Matt? Is there ones that are longer? Are they usually short, or how do they usually?
There are ones out there, you know, from Showa and Heisei with the traditional runtime as far as episode duration and how many quantity, right? But you know, if you look at some of their online content, at least what I'm noticing, so like Blazar is really, really good, right? But then we also have another Ultraman that came out like 2 months, maybe a month before Blazar, called Ultraman Regulos. And,
I was gonna check that out.
It's got really cool stuff until they put a video out showing that entire kung fu sequence at the beginning was ripped off from a Japanese channel. So like, you know, they make Blazer during the day and then they make Regulos at night with you know, when they turn the lights off. I don't know.
I didn't know that.
But the thing is they can turn these episodes. They can turn them around faster. You know, I have to think at least. And maybe I'm wrong. Probably am. You know, it might be the opposite, where the reason that the quantity is lower is because they're maybe more expensive. All the miniature work and things.
Yeah, it goes.
But the quality goes in,
into
and we
it.
get these great stories and these characters that are able to go deeper on things than the time that we have in a Rider season. You know, so many Rider seasons get so hooked up on, you know, the villain riders and the power-ups and this form and that form that they sometimes lose the runtime needed for some of the character growth we'd like to see, you know? So
here's what I'll say about that then, right? Toei has more than one, right? They've got 6 to, I don't know, 13 or 14 heroes from 2 different shows at any given time.
Right.
Where Tsuburaya has 1. They have, and that is it. Imagine if DC only had Superman.
Right? Yeah.
So, like, what would
DC
be doing? They would have 20 different Superman cartoons. One for I don't know, 3 to 5. One for 6 to 10. Whatever, right? And that's what Tsuburaya does, and that's why, you know, they're smart. There's all sorts of stuff for everybody. For all.
Yeah, that's been the cool thing too. That's been so eye opening for me, is before I ever got into like the Z-Dub and everything.
Listen up, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Hasbro better be taking some notes.
Has been the like wild range of things that are available. So there's like the Ultraman shows that are, you know, yearly or bi-yearly or however they go. There's so many of them that can happen more than Rider and Sentai clearly. But then so the main shows, then they have all of like the Ultra Fight conspiracies and all of that. They have the anime that's going, the Netflix anime that people are really into. And all
they're
these
really into
different
that one.
things, and like mangas and like different extra things connected, that there's literally a flavor out there for everybody. You can't always say that about something with like Sentai and Rider, because there's always the block of, isn't this just Power Rangers? Which you can't say about Ultraman because it looks nothing like Power Rangers. So it's really weird to people, but they still, again, they feel comforted and hopeful, so they get drawn in. So there you go.
But most people, if you took 5 people, right, if they didn't say the Power Ranger thing, at least one of them would probably know who Ultraman was, or they have seen it before.
Yep.
Right.
Ultraman's huge. It's arguably the second big, I think, as far as,
I
how
think Ultraman has submitted itself in pop culture. I feel like in some way, especially for a generation before mine, like it was big. It was big, and a lot of people know about it.
I don't know if maybe one of you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on this. Isn't Ultraman in the novel version of Ready Player One?
Yes, and actually, they were close on getting it in the movie version, but at the time, Subaraya and another company were like really bitterly disputing, fighting over rights, so it didn't happen. So that's why they had Iron Giant in there. They were
Yeah.
not going to do Iron Giant, or no, Gundam, the Gundam that was in it. The Gundam wasn't supposed to be in it; it was supposed to be Ultraman.
Okay.
Yeah, but he is in the book. Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, so Ultraman runs deep through a lot of American pop culture too. You're totally right.
Look at Ben 10. Have you guys seen the cartoon Ben 10?
Yeah,
There's an alien in that, way big, is literally just Ultraman. It's just actually
It's literally
Ultraman,
Ultraman.
but not called.
he looks like super lanky and
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, they had to change some stuff about him. So like, there's some difference between them. Well, would you look at that? There's a
Well,
lot to love about Ultraman,
yes, there is.
and I will make the promise to mention it a lot more in the podcast moving forward, especially since now that I'm going to be finishing Ultraman Z. Yes, I will. And looking into more Ultraman series, and learning more about the franchise. I look forward to understanding more about it and getting the knowledge of the morals and the messages to implement it
Yeah.
in my own life as well. Now that I'm going to be a college student, it's important to have a light mindset when it comes to the real world, because the real world sure likes to test you. It
Yeah.
all of us in this room knows how that feels. So watching these shows grounds us.
Yeah.
And Ultraman especially, it was the first one, so you got to give it.
I feel
its
like I
credit.
was really inspired when I watched Blazar, and Blazar first said,
It was so real. I felt that in my soul.
his
I feel like anyone can listen to that and
ridiculous
automatically shed a
monkey
tear.
man grunts and way of fighting is the best thing I've ever seen. It knocks everything that Ryder and Sentai has done out of the water in terms of absurdity. I love it so much, Blazar. Oh my god. It's so
Yeah.
much fun.
he's like Amazon from
Please.
Noah era Amazon. Like
What era Amazon?
Reiwa era, yeah. Reiwa era Amazon. He kind of is. Oh my god. That's beautiful.
yeah, it's pretty
All right,
cool.
so we talk about some cool suits.
Sure.
Yes, let's go ahead and talk about it. Matt, why don't you go ahead and share your favorite Ultraman or Kaiju suit?
Okay, so I have like 3. Is that okay? Yeah.
That's you could have
No.
20. It was supposed to be 2.
Go ahead.
Number one favorite is my first one. It's the first Ultraman I ever saw, which is Ultraman Great from Ultraman Towards the Future, or Jackson, or the Australian production Ultraman Towards the Future, whatever.
Let me bring up Great.
Back there, it's a spandex suit, which is weird for Ultraman. We weren't used to seeing that.
Really?
Yeah. Like he's got the almost like that A-type helmet, right? The original Ultraman look for the helmet, but everything else is a spandex, basically like a Zentai, like you would buy on Amazon.
Hold on a second.
He's still got the color timer, but he doesn't have the fake boobs. I think they had, like
Doesn't have the Cosmic Fury boobs.
well,
Oh, not the
spandex workout.
plastic.
I don't know,
He
man.
doesn't work out as much,
Alright.
I guess.
If
I'm
you're a
pulling up
big,
picture, Matt, in just a minute. Is it coming up? There you go. Hold on. There it is.
Is
that right?
Oh.
There he is. Yeah.
Look at him.
he does look different, like in terms of
So
like
wait,
the material.
Yeah.
yeah. So
What?
this is entirely Australian made. Like they didn't work with Super Riot at all, or how did
So
this? How did
they
what?
did. They did. That's I
Okay.
mean, so they obviously have to get the character
Yeah, yeah,
licensed
yeah, yeah.
him and
Yeah.
all that. Um,
Right.
yeah, the show itself is actually an outstanding show. It's really, really great. The miniature work is great. The score is awesome, even though it rips off the Christopher Reeve Superman soundtrack a little bit. But who gives a fuck when you were a kid and watched? Holy shit! What
Yeah.
an fucking
So I
show.
gotta know, does it have like an ultra host that's like like a white person instead of a Japanese person? Like, how does
He's
that work?
he's mixed race. Uh,
Okay.
you know,
Cool.
his name is Jack Shindo, and it's funny to bring that up, Zach, because this is the first time in this show that we ever get to see that symbiotic relationship between the the host Ultraman and like the little
It's a Jack Shindo. Gotcha.
yeah. It's like, hey, this sucks being Ultraman. Shut up, Jack. Like but,
How about you shut up,
Wow.
nerd?
yeah, yeah,
Whoa!
really cool show. Ran at the same time as an American production called Ultraman Powered. That suit is actually pretty cool too. The show itself, I am not really familiar with, other than Sho Kazugi's son, who also plays Ninja Black in Ninja Sentai Kakurenja, is the Ultraman.
Oh.
Yeah, boy.
So, but yeah, that's
Interesting.
first favorite suit is Ultraman Towards the Future, Ultraman Great.
Okay.
Second favorite is Ultraman Zereth, just because it's red, and yeah, there he is right there.
Ooh,
Very red.
Yeah, lots of red, really, really cool looking. He is our first ever corporate sponsored Ultraman. So they did this.
Really? Is he sponsored by Coca-Cola?
No, they did this for an anniversary for Ultraman. And he was, they included and I need to make sure I say this right, the Idemitsu Kosan gas stations is the base for our crew, our team, and
Really?
Ultraman attendant.
like a Shell gas station or something. Oh my god,
It's
that's
satirical,
beautiful.
hilarious. It's only 55 minutes maybe, and it was Zenkaiger before Zenkaiger was Car Ranger, if that makes sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fucking hilarious. I suggest.
Wait, is this the one that or is it Nice that has that fucking transforms the fucking toothbrush? Which one is that?
I don't think it's Zereth.
Okay, cool. Because there's
Well,
somebody that does.
Zereth.
Yeah.
And like it was cool because this little 55-minute anniversary special that ran in theaters and stuff went on to open the door for digital effects in Ultraman, and that's how we got Tiga and everything that you guys are talking about.
Wow. That's
Okay.
so cool.
Okay.
And then I love,
I love that.
Pigmon. Pigmon's a G. He's a beautiful guy.
Pigmon. Pigman?
Dude. Hold on. I got him. He's down here.
He's
Come on,
he's
Oh my
baby.
god.
he's a beautiful creature. And if you want, Frankie, I suggest you go and
Mhm.
Hold on.
maybe hop on Tokusatsu, pop on Neo Ultra Q, which is a newer version of Ultra Q, Heisei, I believe, and you can
Okay,
check out
okay.
running a laundry in a small Japanese town, hanging out with little kids. It's hilarious.
I'm looking at the episode guide, and episode 2 is Laundry Day.
Beautiful,
There he
because
is.
Ultraman open doing your laundry on time.
Look at him.
Oh. He's he's showing off the nails. He's like
What up, girl?
That.
wasn't he recycled from like another, like I feel like these kaiju suits are recycled from like different seasons, am I right?
I mean, he's recurring. He's been around since the original Ultra Q. Like, I don't know.
What
The
does
best-
he do? Please tell me he's like a nothingness, fucking nothing burger power type.
No, he's like the
kaiju.
most powerful threat ever.
He's the
He
progenitor.
obliterates cities.
No.
Yeah.
but the fans. This is the thing. Like they have a kaiju that the fans like adore. You know, like like Ultraman's Elmo. That's polarizing.
Yeah.
Ultraman's Elmo.
Polarizing. Yes.
I love him.
Yeah.
I love him.
I don't want to see him in every episode.
We need to have like a little sit down with that kaiju every episode of every Ultraman season,
just to
and he
talk
just
to
needs
him.
to like be the narrator. Right. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Are you
is
on
that
this
all?
one, Matt?
Let me see. Oh no,
Taking out his notes.
my final one is
That's his final.
is actually Ultraman Belial. Yeah, another polar.
Leon.
So I like Belial
Look at him.
just because
God
he's our,
damn.
Whoa.
our
Whoa,
first.
Whoa, wait.
Pretty cool.
Wait, he's the first evil one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the only evil one, I believe. Let me see. Let me just
Interesting. I was kind of expecting there to be like an evil Ultraman, but like, isn't the whole thing about even being an Ultraman is that you have to be, like a part of like their society
because it
or
really come from
not
the land
society,
of
but
light. So it's thought impossible
Right.
for there to be one, and Belial is just the one exception, kind of. So
Well, he
he's the one
starts off
exception.
and he's from the land of light,
Yeah.
but corrupted. I think I sent you a picture of what he looks like before he becomes, this.
Oh yeah, is it this
From
one?
death. Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's see what the man looked like before he
Don't let
became
me-
corrupted.
This one?
Yeah, with the he's got like a shark motif for the fin on the top of the helmet.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Nice design.
Oh,
Like him a lot.
Hmm.
I style.
honestly, I wouldn't even be able to tell that he would be evil, become evil.
Yeah.
Wow. It really puts things into perspective. Like, you can imagine any Ultraman becoming evil if this is how he started out.
I had always heard a lot about Belial before I ever got into anything with Ultraman, and I'm kind of let down that it's Belial and not Belial. I always thought it was Belial, and I'm kind of let down that it's Belial, but it's fine. It's mostly fine.
It could be Belial to you, I guess.
Asmodeus, Satanus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Belial. Belial.
Oh, okay.
Belial.
I'm just-
Okay.
General. Yeah.
Got you.
All right. Any other ones you want us to show? Mm-hmm.
I just want, if we can appreciate how metal as fuck Belial is. Yes. No, I don't have any.
Mm-hmm.
Those are
Yeah,
my
yeah.
three.
Hold on.
And Pigma.
He is
What about
fucking
you?
cool.
There
He's
he
really
is.
fucking cool. Like
He's
everything
pretty
that an
cool. I
Ultraman
like his
design
color
is
scheme.
completely inverted and wrong, and I love it.
He's
Like, if I had to imagine an evil Ultraman, this would be it. Like,
So,
100%.
I'll give you one Ultraman spoiler from new stuff. Just one. Watch Ultraman Jeed, because Ultraman Jeed's dad is Belial. And they tell you that in the first, 90 seconds, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But watch.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry,
I'm gonna
spoilers.
take that into note.
Yeah. No, it's
No,
cool.
it's okay. Your face will be preserved for another day, man.
Also,
it's okay.
I will tell you, Frankie, for Zet, keep in mind Belial, and that's all I'm gonna say. Just keep him in mind, okay? That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. I'm already being introduced to some shady characters in Zet, so I wouldn't be
Oh, yeah, there's
surprised.
tons of them.
If
All right.
oh, there's tons of them. Okay.
Am I able to go?
So, Zach.
Is that okay?
Why, of course.
All right,
of
we're getting there.
course.
First and foremost, I need to talk about my man right here. Blazar is such a cool design. It's so imperfect and I don't want to say ugly, but compared to most Ultraman designs, not as uniform as we're used to, and I love that. I love that they're breaking tradition. I love all this red and blue all over him. That this has been canonically right
I
here
love
on his face.
the asymmetry. Mhm.
Yeah. This on his face has been canonically talked about by production staff that it's actually a scar from a fight, and that's why it looks like that. It's not anything else. It's not some kind of
So it's
little
like the
Jenny
power
on him.
inside of his his face spewing out literally.
Yep, he literally was it was during a fight that happened. I love that. I think it's so cool. I love how very monkey man aggressive, bestial he is in the way that he fights, but he also is super duper protective of people. There's a lot of parts in the first episode where he is getting himself in between a human who's on the ground like unconscious and the monster and like roaring at the monster to stay back. And when you're not watching right away, like in the first time watching it, you think, oh, he's just randomly roaring like he does. But when you watch it again, you see that he's trying to scare the monster back so it doesn't get to the person. And I think that's really cool that he's able to kind of like step in between the world of like being too bestial and being, you know, a bit more, or a bit less, I mean. So yeah, I really like his design. He's super cool. Honestly, I'll be fine if he doesn't get any other forms. I just like how he looks. I think he looks cool.
I want to say before we move on to the next one is that anytime I see this suit, I just think about how the back is so complicated and its colors, and I just remember seeing a tweet about an artist just like sighing because anytime that they're gonna want to make an art an art piece about this guy, they're gonna have to meticulously like draw every single red
and blue. Yeah, it does.
Back.
It continues up the back too. Yeah.
So that's what I think of. Why is Thomas Jujubee down there just like
he's vibing,
he's just doing his own thing. The Sukai.
Then there's our goofy old man Magoo Shin Ultraman. I just love him because he's proportioned like an actual senior citizen, and I love it. It's the most stupid, dumb thing ever. And it's so wholesome. He's like, get off my lawn or I'll ultra rise you into the sun.
I'm crying. Is he actually like an older like Ultraman?
No. The host isn't, but little did you know, Ano and like some other older like old man were the ones that fucking motion captured him. So when it looks like that, people didn't know that. And then the behind the scenes stuff came out like just after people were like getting the trailer and stuff, and it was showing them and like this cute little, you know, Japanese little old man in the suit doing the little, you know, cross arm, you know, specimen beam thing. And I'm like, oh, look at that. This is great. It's so wholesome. I love it.
Oh, that's so
I
cute.
love that he has dumb little shorts on. Like his skin makes.
I feel like most Ultramen have like a short kind of thing going on. The first one does at least.
What I like in the movie because they talk about like that it's not like an armor or a suit, that it's actually his alien
like his skin.
Like they actually talk about that, and I thought that was really cool to get the science there, you know, and him like talk about him as a life form. I think that's really cool.
So his skin has like pants, kind of like a Minecraft skin. Yeah. How like a skin has like pants, but really they don't have
born
pants.
Into them. Yeah. So that's that one. And then the other one, I mean, you probably have already seen it before the show even started, but it's a form from Ultraman Z.
High key, I was gonna pick him. I was.
Yeah.
Because look,
this is Delta Rise Claw. I really like in the English dub how every single form is voiced. I think is really cool, unless that's just the voice from like the original Japanese audio dub. I don't know, but I like that it's like Delta Rise Claw, and like the way that they say everything is so
that's
fun.
in the Japanese dub. I'm watching it with the Japanese actors speaking in Japanese with the English subtitles.
You need to watch the English dub too, dude. It's so good. Anyway, it's fine.
I know it's good, but I wanted to watch it with the subs. I wanted it to be a little bit more authentic.
It's just such a wild experience watching with the English dub because you don't have to read anything. It's so weird. It's so weird not having to read anything.
I had it in the English dub at first, and I was listening to it. I'm like, yeah, let me go back to subtitles.
Oh my god!
Not that I don't like it, but I want to listen to it in subtitles first.
So Pigmon, I talked about.
There goes that guy again.
My little boy.
Pigmon, I love him.
Waving at you. And then, of course, Mephiles is such a... Uh-oh. What's happening?
Not the X.
No!
He's been X'd. What's happening? Hold on, let me close it.
Show the logo on stream.
No, fine. No, I'll need your
We
help.
can't be giving them free promotion, guys. Absolutely not. We'll get there eventually. It's alright. He's Googling it, guys. He's Googling it.
Here we go. Images. That's fine. We're doing this old school.
Ooh.
Boop, 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 boop. Here he is, Mephiles. I love him. He's this really creepy alien that's mostly the villain in Shin Ultraman for most of it until near like the end of it. And he's also like kind of has like a bit of the Belialness to him where he's like this inverse weird foreign version of Ultraman. Whereas when you look at Ultraman, it's like hope and comfort, and like my wife said, like, oh, I want to like hold his hand and hang out. He just seems like a nice, whimsical,
I'll go on a dance with him.
wholesome guy. I would see Mephiles and I would probably piss myself because it's not okay in any way.
Imagine him on all fours
what are we
crawling
doing?
at you in bed.
What is this? What are we doing with the hands? I don't like that. That's uncomfortable. What's in between here? I don't like that. That's not okay. What are we doing with face? Also, his beam has to be weird and uncomfortable too. And like he's way too flexible. I don't like it, but I like it. It's
He's
good.
way too
It's a good
flexible.
design. It's just a lot. And then like he has like his like, you know, civilian-ish form where he's just like on the ground fucking with shit because it's funny to him to screw with humanity. And I like it a lot.
It's like
He's
a
a
little
really
joke.
cool design.
Hee
And then the last one is, of course, King Joe Ultraman. 1 second. Whoop. So this is not an Ultraman. This is a kaiju, technically, that gets made into a robot later, mainly in Zet. But he starts out looking like this, right? Like, ooh, he's so wacky.
He's a
And
part
like
of
this
Storage?
alien robot thing that's piloted by like a bounty hunter or something. And then they kick his ass and they just take his robot from him and make it cooler. So there you go. There's King Joe, or sorry, right here, King Joe Custom. There, King Joe Storage Custom. There
So
it is.
he's a part of the storage.
Yeah, eventually.
Force.
Yep. So they fight him at first in one like 2-episode arc, and then they kick his ass and they take the parts and they remake it to making like to fit to be a new robot for them to pilot, and that's King Joe Storage Custom.
Oh yeah, because that's
Yeah, it's super
that's
cool.
Ultraman Zed's whole thing. Like they like to have these robots fight for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to give our boy Sevenger though an honorable mention.
Yes.
I love that
Oh
dude.
my
Yeah,
God.
no, yeah, that guy.
Love that dude.
He's a little goofball. I'm not gonna lie. The first
love-
4 episodes that he's just fighting, I'm like, you're not getting anything done. I'm sorry, like you're just keeping the monster away.
I love his dumb expressive eyes.
Like an idiot.
These stupid eyes make me so happy. Like, and then like
He has a
there's
soda
also,
can
like,
for a body.
sad Avenger.
Why does that one look different? Like that one looks like it's made of like foam or something.
If I get to
Well,
pop
Yeah,
like,
because
obviously.
it's like a legacy character. It's been in some of them before.
Oh really?
yeah.
I didn't even.
Yeah, he
Wait,
has
what?
like
Really?
angry eyes and then like sad eyes and serious eyes.
so
He
stupid.
ain't doing
He's so
nothing.
dumb.
I love him though.
I love him.
I want the figure that's like the 7th photo in the top row. I want that figure.
Yeah.
I just want to have
Then
him
there's
like, just like
Earth
sitting there
Garou.
on my shelf.
By the way, from Blazar. This is the coolest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. They're just like, yeah, how about we just take the kaiju and make our own robot? And so they did. And they were like,
they
here
did
it
just
is.
that, guys.
Ba-boom. He is a big
Wow.
dinosaur. I don't know why this is in like 140p. It looks like garbage. This one's better. The toy. That's better. But yeah, he's super cool, and he also has dumb expressive eyes. Like the episode I just watched, episode 4 of Blazar that just premiered recently. He falls on the ground, and then if you look at him closely, he has like the swirly eye anime thing, you know, when they're like all like, you know,
Yeah, they're disorientated.
like confused and shit.
Bazonga,
Wow.
It's really great. Huh?
he's really cool. Bazonga should get
Yeah.
honorable mention. Blazar too. He's really cool looking, but yeah, I might.
What
have
is his
to-
name again?
Looking at the picture right now. What is this thing
You
called?
might buy it.
I might have to.
Saranga?
Bazonga. Yeah, not Bazinga.
Bazinga. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. You might want to watch the Google search Bazonga.
Yeah, well, you know. Yeah,
all right.
Don't even start it. But I will say, you guys need a Henshins and Homies Mephiles t-shirt that just has Mephiles on it
Mephiles.
and have it say, "It's not okay."
It's just not okay. It just
If
doesn't.
you're watching this clip, that means that has officially became a real merch product for us in the future. So we're just gonna
That
clip
you're
that
watching, you're
and put
watching
it in our
this
back
episode,
pocket.
You're going back to watch this episode remastered in your shirt.
we're gonna clip this and promote it. I'm telling you, we're gonna make it happen one day. I guess it's my turn. Since
It
you know,
Do it.
You two win already. So, yeah, I don't have more than one for each. But I do like the designs for the two that I'm going to show. So the first is going to be King of Monzu, I believe his name is.
Ooh.
Right? King of Monzu.
Ooh.
He is pretty cool. He's from the movie Ultraman Tiga, Ultraman Dyna, and Ultraman Gaia, the decisive battle in hyperspace. This design, need I say more? Like it looks really cool with the teeth in the middle of the stomach, and
Yeah.
like
He's so
the wings. The
gross.
wings are super
Gross.
cool.
Gross.
He
No,
looks
yeah,
like
he's horrid. The red eyes over here too. That's really cool
it's
as
giving
well.
Shin Godzilla, and I'm happy about it.
Literally, it is, and I just love how much effort that they put into this suit. It looks really cool. I haven't seen the
No,
movie that
Matt,
this
you know what it looks
kaiju is
like?
from,
It
but
looks like the gaping dragon from Dark Souls.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit.
yeah. And look at his
Yeah,
big pearly
you know
white
that.
teeth. Like I feel like he's gonna be very ready for picture day at elementary school. He's ready to just smile and then immediately obliterate the whole building. So that's my kaiju submission right there. And my Ultraman submission is going to have to be not one but two, and that's going to be Ultraman R&B.
Yeah, okay.
I
What are we
feel
saying?
like
Is it RB or Rube? I want to know because I've heard both and I'm pissed at both. What do we say?
Matt
Ari-
just
Matt.
head smacked himself right now, so I did something wrong.
I
Is
just,
Twitter gonna attack me?
somebody, and you think you know someone, and then all of a sudden, it's fine. Forget it.
What is happening? I just wanted to compliment their suits. What are you talking
No, they're
about? I
nice
like.
concept. It's cool. It's fine.
No, you're stressed right now, and you're stressing me out right now. I'm taking them off the screen. Yeah, no, they're garbage. Yeah, no, whatever. What?
So am I.
What
The whole
Ultraman
show's
R
done.
and
We're
B?
canceled.
We're like R and lame. Oh my god! Wow. I was just going to say that I like the fact that two Ultramen share one season, like like together. It gives me Lupat vibes. I know that that's also kind of like a hot topic season, but that's just personally one of my favorite seasons, and so to see them together in one season, their suit designs are really cool with the red and blue. They both share red and blue. Like it's not just one respective person has blue, one other has red. Like they share both the colors. They have a lot of forms. I don't have all the photos of it, but it looks pretty cool. Should I know something, Matt? I feel like there's something I'm missing right now. Is there like some controversy surrounding this season? Is it just not good? Because I was high key thinking about
Like a
watching it
leather
next.
jacket with two red and blue stripes on it.
No, I'm not dogging you for your choices. It's just like
Oh no! Oh no! I just opened a whole can of worms.
I
That
feel like
Matt,
I'm one of those adults you were talking about at the top of the show. Where I'm like just sad and spandex suits.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening.
I'm good.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining today's episode. No. We need to wrap it up. We do need to wrap it up. Actually.
No, wait. The RB thing.
I love you guys.
In that, you missed the best part. The best part. So they're brothers, right? And they do their thing. They're
Right.
Ultraman around the town, fighting the monsters, whatever the hell. Who gives a shit? I don't care.
Correct.
Because the best thing is they have a sister who gets to also become one of the only that I know of in a show, really, Ultra Women. She gets to be her own little Ultra Woman Grigio or whatever it is that is like a gross monster at first, then breaks out and is yellow mainly colored. Of course, red, blue, yellow. And then they get like a combination form with the three of them in like a movie, and it's super cool. Sorry, I had to say it. It's super cool.
It's giving Igarashi.
Yeah, revive.
Shadow Familia. Oh, I can see why Matt is kind of cringing right now. But yeah, those are my two submissions. I don't have that much knowledge on every single Ultraman, so that's why I don't have that much to offer. But like I'm continuously repeating, I will get more into it, and I will get back to you on more things that I find in the future. Is that all? Is there anything else we want to share before we wrap up the episode?
Homework on Fridays. And yeah, I'm looking forward to your term paper on the Showa era of Ultraman.
Oh, that's due.
It's
Tomorrow.
Sorry, I've been a little bit. Oh, really? Oh,
gonna be great.
MLA, we're
oh,
excited.
it's just gonna be great.
with
How many
sources.
pages again?
I put the notes on Blackboard,
Yeah.
and PowerPoints are
Oh,
up.
oh,
So just
Make
oh.
sure that you
Oh.
respond to the discussion topic.
Oh yeah, really? Yeah, we're going back to COVID. Okay, COVID learning.
I gotta know, Matt.
Okay, well, yeah. Oh, I just found the note in my
Okay.
my phone. Yeah, I remember. I
Matt,
remember
have
doing
you
it for
with Zet? Have you gone back and watched the English dub
of
of Zet? I think of Ultraman Zet, Ultraman Z.
I watched it in Japanese the first
Yeah,
time.
okay.
I'm watching Blazar in English.
With
because-
Johnny Young Bosch.
Yeah, and he's been in stuff. You know, he was
Ichigo Kurosaki
Raleigh.
in Bleach
Yeah,
and Bash the Stampede and Adam Park.
and,
Oh my god, this guy's Johnny Yamposh's
Dude, he's been
IMDb.
motherfucker since Power Rangers, dude. It's impressive. Yeah, he's
As he
also
should.
Nero in the Devil May Cry franchise.
Yep.
He plays Nero.
Evangelion too. He's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. He puts in the work. He does a great job on this too. It's cool. It's super cool.
He's
It's
great.
awesome.
I love him. I love him. When the next Blazer, I'll watch in English. I'll listen to in English.
Yeah.
But I'll continue watching Zed in Japanese. Because why not?
Oh,
Right?
that's so good. It's
Okay, I'm sorry. I know about it.
Did
I
you see
watched
the Rangers post where he went to the convention. He got to meet the voice actor, the English voice actor they have for Haruki, and he like did a whole video with him where he was Zet and the guy that plays Haruki did his thing. You know, like I ask you to chant my name, Ultraman Zet. That whole thing. He did it with the voice actor. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
He literally saw him at the
that's what
convention.
that
He's like,
video
cool, let's do a video.
was. Austin, I know what you're talking about. Yes, yes. I was before that video. I did not know much about Ultraman Z. So when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, it's cool," but I didn't really like get it. But now I do.
Like,
So now I have a really big appreciation
your
about
name.
that. Yeah, that's really cool. Shout out your name, Ultraman Z. Yeah. So okay, good.
Make Fox say my name.
Yeah.
Say my name.
My name.
You know what I was thinking
Say
too?
my name, say my dad.
Ultraman
What was
RB. Ultraman RNB.
R and B. That's how you say
R&B.
it. Like it's like
Okay.
it's the music genre.
Where'd he go? He left. Oh, this was fun. I like fun.
It's fun. We're still live, and he hasn't come back. Is he dead?
Check out the
Oh my
emoji.
god, can you just give me like 1 minute, please?
Sorry.
Please.
No, you already had another minute.
I have to go to bed.
This is ultra serious. That's what we're missing too.
How do I
Frank.
walk away and y'all are so quiet? Like, I just had my mom walk in the room, guys. Like, is it that deep?
What you're missing
that
too
deep?
with the English dub is Zet is like this, like the Ultraman, right? Not the like Haruki, but the actual thing himself. You know, right? He's like a big fucking doofy ass nerd. So he's always saying stupid puns. Like in the first episode, Haruki dies, right? And he goes, "Oh, what happened?" He goes, "Well, unfortunately, you died. I am ultra sorry about that."
Well, he does that kind of thing in the Japanese.
Okay,
too.
I'm glad. I just the way they deliver it in English is really fun. So I just didn't know if it was the
He
same.
in Japanese in Japan, they in the Japanese dub is what I'm trying to say. He makes a comment about how he talks funny. And
Yeah.
I don't really catch that because I don't really know fluent Japanese that well. But I'm assuming in the English dub, like he makes an active effort to talk probably very silly.
Constantly saying
you know?
that ultra dash something. It's so much fun. It's such a cool little quirk they add into them. Oh,
Ultra
it's so great.
serious. Oh, you see that? Oh, it's kind of moving. Yep. That's where we get it from. In the title. If you didn't catch that. Anyway, thank you again to Matt for joining us a second time in this video. He is a huge Ultraman fan, so it's very, very natural for us to go ahead and invite him to come on
To teach us,
talk.
to school us,
So again,
to put us in our place.
yes, to correct me before I get canceled on X.
I'm gonna have that.
So thank you again so much, Matt.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love hanging out with you guys. You guys are hilarious.
Aw, man.
We-
Thanks.
I think we have,
Oh.
Absolutely. It's a good
Oh.
time.
we got
We have a great time with you.
Except when we have to look at the RB suits.
Okay, I'm sorry for bringing it up because
I am
at this
so
point, I regret bringing it up. I'm Jesus.
You think you-
Jeez, I bet everyone squirmed in their seat the moment I brought it up, and I'm over here as an innocent fan.
Holding
I'm
some
like,
cookies
yeah.
for new co-host. It's fine.
Is it that deep? Is it really that deep? Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe next episode I won't be here.
Oh my god, no.
Since you want it,
Oh,
since our R&B is that deep, guys. All right. Well, to the people who are listening to us, thank you so much for listening, and to the people who are watching us, I'm about to put you on mute. Interrupting the outro.
Sorry.
This is almost episode 40. You know, over here acting like a mess. Correct it. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching us, to those YouTube viewers. And if you want to recommend us any topics, you can go ahead and comment that down below. We're really close to 200 subscribers, so if you want to go ahead and support us, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. We really do appreciate it. If you want to join the podcast, you can go ahead and maybe message us on Twitter.
Yes. I will not
Twitter,
Twitter?
either on the individual account or our own personal separate accounts. Also, make sure to go ahead and subscribe and follow Immortal Red Fox. Like we
I don't
mentioned
even know if
before,
we're
he's
live
making
anymore.
amazing topics
Yeah.
Fine.
and comics. You're like distracting me.
hear
I
me?
can't even say the words. Yes, we can hear you.
Thing.
Did you have something to say?
Huh? Are we live? still?
Did you? No, I just like talking to the camera because like I'll thank the people who aren't even watching us. Yeah, that's definitely what's happening right now. Yes, go ahead and I'm sorry. I'll wrap it up. Jeez Louise. Thank you so much to those who are listening to us on Apple, Spotify, Google, and Amazon. We really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in and sitting around and watching us talk for this long. If you've made it to this point in the episode, I bet you're getting just as tired as us.
We are ultra sorry.
So,
Like, follow.
oh my god. And I'm ultra sorry for bringing up Ultraman R&B. Jesus Christ. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. We look forward to seeing you next episode for episode 39. All right. Take care, everyone, and have a good night. Bye.